Today we are at Castro, and we will be continuing here for a while, changing to Thursdays at some point in June. But right now, this is a beautiful way to just start our class. Triple burner. Inhaling up, exhaling down through 3 energy centers: the head, the heart and lungs, and the abdomen. This is a primary Qigong move here, as it settles the energy into the earth as you exhale down, bringing us into relaxation response. We want that exhale to be as long as possible. So a nice inhale through the whole center body, and then a very slow exhale all the way down. If you have trouble with this, I do suggest, because sometimes when I'm starting, I feel the same way, inhale through a straw. And once it reaches the end of that, what you can take as an inhale, blow it out slowly through a straw, imaginary straw. And then inhale again that same way. And exhale out, blowing out. And you can transfer that to the belly and the nostrils. And suddenly you have this beautiful breath all the way up there and all the way down. The other thing that I notice when I do that is that I've released my jaw. The tongue has come to the upper palate, just behind the upper teeth. And I've suddenly got this beautiful exhale here. And I just had to exhale there and inhale again. So you'll sometimes will find that it doesn't quite work. And it's just a gradual process of using this Qigong breath by using the triple burner. And one more. So in everything I've been reading, it's sort of a 9-time situation here where you're just getting things moving so slowly and continuously and from the center that the body gradually lets go. And that's the whole premise behind Qigong, is that we're not doing martial arts, we're doing just this slow practice of inner awareness. And then we need to just shake it out. That's another Qigong move. It's almost the opposite, but I think it's quite connected to it. All right, now we're going to bring our fingers right inside the shoulders here. Inhale up, back, and down. We're doing some shoulder rolls here, using the elbows, fingers, wrists to move together, because all the joints need to move together. And in our awareness, we try not to tighten anything. And one more here. That's forward, up, back, and down. Feeling the shoulder blades roll down the back, and now come from the front and go up, back, forward, and down. That feels quite different. We need the spaciousness of the chest as it opens here. And then the closing of that chest, that feeling as you bring the elbows forward. It's an interesting thing. So then you can go back here and add this other element of forward, up, back, and down. And let's do our knocking at the gates here. And then let's tap down the whole body, from the front of the body down, bending forward from the waist for the flat back, moving the inside of your thighs and calves, and then up towards the outside of your thighs, the buttocks, the tummy, the upper chest. And here, as you beat, not too hard, just make some sounds, maybe ah, or oh, or ee, oh, any kind of sounds you want to make there. And then inhale, pushing the palms out and back. Clasp the hands behind you. And then when you're here, really feel the length of your spine and the crown of the head moving up to the ceiling as if lifted by a silver thread is another image to really bring the cervical, thoracic, and lumbar spine together all the way down to this Ming Men area, which is just around the tailbone area there. That's a really important area. So as you inhale, you might be expanding here at the belly, using your funnel breath again, and exhaling back towards that area. And the abdominal muscles will work with the exhale there. So feel that. Inhaling expansion, exhaling contraction. All right, and we're going to now move into the Buddhist walking meditation. So shifting a couple times here towards your right and then your left. Then bring your left heel forward. I'll be mirroring you, so you're opposite this left leg here. And you're going to shift down and forward to the ball of the foot. Release there, and then bring the other foot forward. And there's a point where you feel the weight shift to move all the way through the leg and to the front. So feel that point, and then bring your opposite heel down. And continue until we run out of space here. And then go back the opposite direction. This time you're going to put the ball of the foot, your right heel down, will come last. So start from the ball of the foot and then move towards the heel, but come through the whole foot. Good. And now we're going to do Buddha picks up the earth and sends it into the sky. So settling the energy down towards the ground, bringing your palms up with the world, and then turning the palms over to exhale it out and up. Watch it go. Buddha picks up the earth and essentially right below the chin sends it into the sky on the exhale. Couple more rounds of Buddha picks up the earth. One last one. Very nice. Let's come and bring the arms out into a T, and we'll circle the whole arm forward, making sure the elbow is unlocked. Not locking it would be to tighten it. We don't want to tighten it. We want to leave all the joints, or get to the joints, all relaxed here. Then bringing those elbows close to the body, but not tight. Once again, just release the wrists, and you'll find that you're already using muscles that go all the way up towards the shoulders, but the shoulders are down and the chest is open. Forward circles and back circles. Then coming down the body to the hip area, place your palms on your hips, right on the hip bones. Bring out the feet into a rider on horse position. Drop down a little bit and now come forward with your pelvis to the side, to the right, back, and to the other side, to your left. And create a circle that moves the abdomen with the lower back. So keep the spine long once again. Good, now we're going to go the opposite direction. So we'll go this way, towards your left, back, side, front. Once you feel like you've gotten a good stretch and a nice turning there, bring the feet together, bring the knees close by, and fold forward with a flat back halfway. Take hold of your knees and just circle them from the left to the right, or the right to the left. Holding on helps the knees because we don't want to not always dedicate some time to the knees. They're crucial for our walking. And then release that, straighten the legs without locking the knees, and come down the shins here and release forward towards your toes. And I'm really just outside of my toes right now. And now I'm going to put the backs of the hands together, come back up for the fountain, and open my legs for the rider on horse position so that I can do this easier. And you can do it easier too. And you're going to fold forward from the hips, slowly inhaling first, exhale down, backs of the palms come together. The fountain. Inhale up, open, bring the spine back a little bit at the upper spine there. And then exhale forward again. Holding forward from the hips, flat back, but look, creating quite a bit of space between your body and your fingers. Inhale, and one more for the fountain. Good, and then I think it's always good to come back to something totally simple, like just jiggling all over. Just loosening all the joints. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to look at our side-to-side weight shift. And the best thing about the side-to-side weight shift is it leads you right to the front back weight shift. So bring your weight to this right side here. This is your yan leg. And then allow this yin leg, the straight leg, to come forward. And then send the weight into it. And the back heel will eventually lift. And then shift back. And when you get to a certain point, the front toe will lift, straightening this front leg. So feel that connection there. Let's go back here a little bit. Once again, come down with your grounding, shift over to the left, release your right heel, and now send weight into it all the way towards your toes, and the back heel will lift. Then come back into the weighting that back foot. And when you finally have grounded this foot fully in back, beyond leg, the toes come up in front. Glide through the center. Heel comes up. Glide through the center. Toe comes up. So that's just one side. Let's look at the other side. Shift side to side. And now we're going to shift into this left leg for you over here. Feel the weight of it right there. The knee is slightly bent. This leg is ready to travel. It's got about 10% of the weight in it. So it's pretty much the straight leg. We just drop that heel and shift forward. And as we bend this front knee for it to making it the yan leg, and the back leg is yin, the heel comes up and back. So feel that transfer of energy. So nice. But you need to glide through the center. So we get a long weight shift here, then lift the heel, and a long weight shift back, and then lift the toe. Since the front back weight shift is so basic for us, there's only a couple more weight shifts I want to mention. The one that we use for bird flaps its wings, your feet are in a V like this, meaning that they're like that, like a bird on a branch. And as you drop down, you drop towards the front of the foot. So place your thumbs on your hips, drop the weight forward into the ball of the foot, and lift the heels. You don't have to purposely lift them. They just lift by themselves if you come to the ball of the feet. And then come back and sink it again. And then come back and feel your inhale as you lengthen. Good. So that's a very important weight shift, forward and down shift with the bird flaps its wings. Oh, and the other thing I didn't mention was when the feet are in a V and your knees drop down, you want to feel that the knee doesn't go beyond the big toe on either side. The feet are in a V here, right? So you want to allow that because that prevents some problems that we can have with our knees. So that's a thing from yoga. So just want to mention that. Rocking motion from Tai Chi Chih is our first move. It's a warm up. As we move the energy towards the front of the feet and back towards the heels. Enjoy the breath. Rocking motion can be done 9, 27, or 36 times as a warm up. It warms up the breath from the energy C. You can feel the expansion here as you come forward and the contraction back towards the back foot. And the energy C, the waves are moving. The waves of energy are moving towards the Ming Men area on the exhale. And here the body expands, and here it contracts. The figure 8 is a wonderful feeling of bringing the energy from the earth, turning the palms over to return it to the earth. Here's your inhale. And here's your exhale. And notice how this slows us down. Circularity right there as the wrists turn. And as they turn again, coming up. Continuity of rhythm and breath and movement together. All principles of Qigong. And Tai Chi Chih. And moving from the center body, central meridian here as you inhale. And as you exhale, feel that breath coming down the spine. Or from the front body to the back body. Last one of rocking motion. Return to ground, your first important movement, rocking motion. We'll inhale here towards the heart, our middle dantian or energy center, and back down to the lowest one right here. And that energy now will move towards the feet, resting on globes of energy. And we shift here to come into the next basic weight shift, which is the forward and down weight shift for bird flaps its wings. Feet are in a V shape like this. Inhale to lengthen and sinking, come to the front of the foot. The heels will rise. Bird flaps its wings on the third one here. We got another one here. The flapping. And the third one, the wrist circles come forward. Once. It's a bird who wants to fly, but has a lot to learn. Inhale back. Notice how you rose on the inhale. Sink. Inhale. Sink. Inhale at the belly. Sink. And now one wrist circle forward. Mom's out there waiting for us as birds to fly. We still have another one to go. Make sure you bring the chin towards the chest here so that we don't either look up or look down too much, changing the connection there that you want to make with your cervical spine. And then circling the wrists. And inhaling back to center. Sink it into the earth. And double ground it. Bring it to the heart on the inhale. Your middle dantian, and then slowly down through the whole body as if you were sleepwalking. And we prepare for our next move by creating a nice side-to-side weight shift first. Thumbs on your hip bones, lengthening through the whole spine. And then we shift over towards your right and bring the left heel forward to prepare for a round the platter. This will start right here at the heart area. The palms are facing the earth, and inhale out to the outside of that left foot. And the back foot is in a 45-degree angle to the front. And the energy is basically coming right outside that front foot. And slowly back to the back leg, which starts to bend. So the bending begins here in the front, where you have the yan leg right now. The back heel is coming up from the straightening of the leg back there. And feel those connections gliding through the center. Two more on your left side. Last one. Around the platter. And ground it through the earth here as we shift towards your left foot to bring the right heel forward. The inhale will begin now, right at the heart. The circle will be made outside the body. So as you inhale towards me and exhale back, we can create a nice glide together. Beautiful. Notice how the breath is taking care of itself now. You're inhaling forward at the belly and you're exhaling back. And that energy is moving with the help of the abdominal muscles towards your back, low back area, which we call the Ming Men, creating an energy seed that connects to your feet. Two more on this right side of around the platter. And one last one, really beautiful and slow. Good. Notice how we begin to really feel the connection to our weight shifts in community. Inhale and exhale. Double ground it. Let's take it a little bit higher here. We'll come to the head this time on your inhale. Turn the palms over and exhale slowly down like you're sleepwalking. Or all the pictures you've taken or thought about with that. It's really slow and you're kind of not quite there completely. We want to be here completely, but the slowness is hard to get to. So now we're going to shift side to side again, coming back to reality. And shift over towards your right side to bring your left heel forward for a round the platter variation. The variation is when you pick up a small circle on this one and release it right in the middle of the front part of that bigger circle. Around the platter variation sends the energy back to the heart on the exhale. And it starts with the inhale here with that little ball. Releasing into what we call chest high water, or right at the sternum here. Those palms release, but they're touching chest high water. So you really don't drop them. It's a pretty stable circle with a little variation in it of this tiny ball that sinks right there and moves across, sending energy to the back foot. 2 more. Beautiful. Bring that foot back in to alignment here. Inhale to exhale. Shift all your energy towards your left, except for a little bit what you've left to hold up that foot, and then release that heel. Around the platter variation, right side, we'll begin with our lengthening through the spine, picking up our ball of energy and releasing it right in the center of the circle, in the front part of it, and then coming back to the heart. Try your funnel breath for a second here. And this release is here. Almost if you had a paper boat, you're blowing it across this circle. And then come back to your Qigong breath by releasing your jaw, feeling the tongue close to the upper palate, next to the upper teeth, and then not holding it very tight there, but the jaw is relaxed. Three more. Last one of around the platter variation. Beautiful. Bring that foot back in. Your right foot comes back in to join the left. And let's triple ground it because we really want to get some good grounding in today. Bringing it to the head. And then up above that, the trees. In our imagination, or maybe wherever you are, you can see them. And then up above that to the sky. It was beautiful this morning when the sun came out briefly. That's it. That's good. And now one more, all the way up, letting your upper spine release back a little bit to the sun. Imagination works sometimes just as well as actually seeing the sun. And then returning to just feel the globes of energy that are resting in resistance to gravity here. We're working on just getting our chi going here, intrinsic energy, and there are points in the center of those palms that are rounded. The fingers are pretty relaxed. And now we're going to come into our next move. Bass drum. Shifting towards your right, bring your left forward. And you're making a beautiful circle of energy around your body. As if the rim of the drum that you're playing or carrying has a velvety texture on the outside rim. Stay connected to the chi there as we cultivate it. Notice how when you come back with your exhale here, your elbows and your hips come together because you're surrounding your body with this energy. Enjoy it. Inhale here and exhale back. Two more. Last one of bass drum on your left side. We bring that foot back, take a deep inhale here. Ground it through the earth and shift towards that leg to release the right leg. Only the heel comes down. Bass drum. Inhaling through the center and exhaling back. Feel how connected we can be on Zoom in terms of our rhythm. Feel the length of the spine and the crown of the head lifted up by a silver thread, opening up the chest. Last one on your right side. Bring the foot back in and we'll double ground bass drum with a graceful conclusion here. As we move into our next two companion moves, daughter on the mountaintop and daughter in the valley, shifting towards your right. Notice how your left hand will be behind the right here as the wrists cross and the fingers somehow connect to the up like the head does. One big circle is now cut in two, and the inner circle is your own heart here with your left hand, and the outer circle is someone else or a bigger concept than self. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. Daughter on the mountaintop, often described as two mountains on the outside, also a heart shape. Here's the top of the heart. Here it is coming down through the central meridian all the way to your low dantian. And two circles have intersected here. Last one on your left side. Bring the foot back in. Inhale to exhale here. Single grounding. And then shift towards your left to prepare on the right side. And the palms are just outside your waist here. So feel that as you come into daughter on the mountaintop. And the two mountains are when we come up here. Inhale. And there they are. And exhale down through the central trail is what it feels like to me. And it is a heart shape with your left hand still close to your heart. As all joy must come from the heart of the giver. And the other person is the person we're connecting to on the outside circle. One more here for daughter on the mountaintop right side. Bring the foot back in Inhale to double ground it, bringing it to your heart, and then bringing it up to your head. The companion piece that goes with daughter on the mountaintop is daughter in the valley. We shift to the right. The palms are up here just above the shoulders here. Bring the left heel forward and come through the valley on the inhale, cultivating energy here, or chi. Here's your inhale as you come forward, and your exhale as you move back. Feel that with the energy C. Expansion, contraction coming back. Good. Three more. Last one on your left side. We bring that foot in. Inhale here, single ground it as we prepare to move to the right side. Shifting laterally towards your left, releasing your right. Daughter in the valley starts with the palms up here again. You come through the valley on the inhale here and release it back on the exhale. Gliding through the center, releasing the back heel. Gliding towards the back, releasing the front toe. You might want to feel a slight smile around those nostrils, like that'll lift the cheekbones a little bit, or the cheek muscles right there. Actually helps the feeling of the inner smile here with the Qigong breath. And last one. Purpose of all meditation is joy. So sometimes an inner smile helps. Double ground that. The daughters have come to a graceful conclusion, and we now come to carry the ball to the side. Let's shake it out for a moment. Make sure there's no tension. We're moving fairly slowly today, so preparing for this next move. Carry the ball to the side, shifting down just a little bit to release the knees, and then shifting over here, moving the hips to pick up the ball of energy. Let your left leg go out there, straight leg with dropping the heel, and then shift across as if you are at the edge of a piano stool. And then lengthen to inhale and sink to exhale with the feet in a V. Wind up right there with the ball. Release your outside heel and now shift. Be sure to wait to shift the energy after you fully get grounded on that right leg. Sink, wind up. Now make sure that leg is fully grounded over here. Release the left, and now move the energy across. In a circle. It's a little circle within a big circle. Inhale and sink. And pick up the ball one more time here as we move to the side. We're all moving left now. Bring in that back foot. Inhale to sink. And prepare to go the opposite direction. Wind up first with the hips. And the palms are over here. Little circle inside of a big circle. Now we move it this way and across. And always when you're moving like this, if you do get warm, taking off clothes is a good idea. Of course, not maybe all your clothes, but that's up to you too. And moving. And ending up here. Good. We're going to take it all the way back again in a moment, but let's take one more over here towards the right. Okay. Picking up this ball here on your left and moving over to the right. Now I want you to go back with me so that we're actually feeling like we're moving through seagrass. Keep it in a flow this time, rather than thinking about the technical points. Beautiful. And that way, we come to a graceful conclusion here and inhale and sink, carry the ball to the side into the earth. As we come to our next move, which will be a forward back weight shift, starting with an exhale. So inhale first to go there, shift over towards your right, release your left heel, push, pull. Inhale and then exhale forward, come making a circle here, bringing the palms back towards your heart on the inhale and sinking that exhale out and back to your heart, giving and receiving energy or push, pull. Three more. Last one of push, pull on your left side. Inhale the energy back to your heart. Draw that leg back with it and sink it through the earth. Single grounding. And then prepare to shift it towards that left side, releasing your right heel. And push-pull starts with an exhale, but we'll inhale first before we do that. Inhale, and then push. Come up in a circle, and inhale back. Notice how when you inhale back, it brings the circle back towards your heart. And then it moves out from the heart again. Three more of push-pull on your right side. And last one. Bring the foot back in and inhale and slowly release it. Double ground it. It's a very beautiful, energetic move. So we need to ground it fully. Good. Now we're going to shift towards the right leg, preparing for pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe. The left heel releases to prepare. The palms are up like this, but they're just below the breasts here. And you're going to move it out, making sure the back foot's 45-degree angle to the front. Pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe brings the energy through the fingertips as you focus on that distant star. It could be called an intention to bring in a beautiful concept. Better health, more time for doing things, better food, a gift to a friend, seeing someone, all these beautiful things that we can do now that the pandemic is loosened up a bit. Take that energy in. This one is an inhale forward and an exhale back. Pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe comes to a graceful conclusion on the left side, and we have the right one to go. I think this one could be double grounded in the middle. It contains a visualization as well as the movement itself as you see this distant star. So shifting over to your left now to see that star and bring the energy in from that fingertips. If you ever have to move a foot, you want to move the yin leg, the straight leg, because that's the one that doesn't have much energy in it. Not all of us have even length legs. So this is where on one side you might need to have a shorter weight shift than the other. So just making sure that you come back to the 45-degree angle, you should be fine. So now we're pulling in the energy from the farthest star in the universe, and the energy is moving out from that right hip and back towards the left. Feel that energy change as you inhale here and exhale that energy to the back foot. Working with the energy C at the abdomen. Feel the expansion of the belly here and the contraction as you move that energy back towards the back foot. Last one on your right side. Inhale that leg back in to connect to our rider and horse position and double ground it. Sink the energy into the earth. We'll take a moment to hydrate here and then return. The reason that we hydrate for the tappies that come up now is because they're fairly energetic, even though they're slow. As you sink down, you'll be picking up some energy here. This is called sticky taffy. The left hand moves under the right elbow. The left heel moves out to the side here. And as you shift across, there's energy moving between the palms, even though you're not going very far. So we call this heavy air. So here's basic taffy. It looks like this. Very slow. And the yin leg comes in, the straight leg comes in when you finish the movement here. When you get your full energy over here to this leg and this hand, that leg moves in. Okay? Basic taffy. And make sure to feel like you sink it into the earth when you finish a side. And then go back and do the other side. The hand underneath is said to be the invite hand. So inviting you over to the left, or the right hand underneath will invite you to the right. And we'll do this 9 times. Two more. Last one of basic taffy. Feel the energy move between the palms. They're never touching, but there's something there. And then sink it through the earth and double ground it. Inhaling and releasing. Next, preparing for anchor taffy. Your right leg will be anchored while your left leg moves forward, and then everything moves towards the left. Now we find that the anchor leg moves in. The yin leg is going to move in to join us for the exhale here. And then it moves forward in the other leg. Your left remains the anchor. And this time the right hand will be under, moving towards the right. With taffy. Change legs that go forward. Right leg. Open the hips. Bring back that front leg. And then move it to the side. The invite hand is from the underneath hand. Nice. We're in a flow now, so we're slow, but we're moving. And last coupling here. Left leg moves forward. Opening the hips on the inhale, and then we move to the side. Inhaling and releasing. Anchor Taffy comes to a graceful conclusion. One more here. Nice deep inhale and nice deep exhale, slowly down. And now we come into circles taffy. Find a good space for this. Sinking, rising twice with the circles, and then winding up and moving towards the left. Sink and rise. And now inhale to lengthen and sink to release. Inhale once more to lengthen and then circle. And as you rise, let the heels come up there so that you almost feel like you're jump roping. Wind up. Now you're down in a semi-squat here. Not really, but it's very small. And sink a bit. Inhale and sink again. And then go. Really feel the breath here. It helps. It helps to ground us. This is a tricky little move here. It's a tiny grounding there, and then we return to the circles taffy and go the opposite direction. Right hand's under. Inhale to lengthen. A little bit to sink briefly will ground us, and then we inhale with the heels coming up and sink and rise. And this will be the last time, so bringing the left hand under, draw this basic taffy towards your left and double ground it. Triple burner would be nice to do sometimes. Sometimes I do it between instead of grounding because sometimes you just need that fullness of a beautiful inhale and exhale a couple times. It's all Qigong based, so why not? All right, now our next move is the last of the variations, and this is perpetual motion taffy with heel step. So lengthening through the spine, bringing your shoulders up, back, and down, making sure you're ready with an open chest. Sink, left hand comes under, and this left foot comes out. The other foot flexes and points and drops down with the heel. Perpetual motion taffy with heel step. And notice how there's energy between the palms here, but it's coming down the room, the arm here. And that's also called a heart protector move in Qigong. So you can feel that energy coming from the upper arm down through and across the hand. Yeah, that's kind of what's happening. Then the other hand comes across. And you coordinate all of that with your heel step. And keeping the spine long. See if you can bring the tailbone in, and then the spine will be long, and you'll feel that you just do a minimal squat here as you do this. but always modify for your own body. So perpetual motion taffy will come to graceful conclusion shortly, but let's do a couple more here. Your right hand comes over the top of that arm, then the left hand comes over the top of the arm, and that's your heart protector move. It's all coordinated with this heel step. All right, now we'll bring it to a graceful conclusion. Good. Perpetual motion taffy comes to a graceful conclusion. Inhale up to the heart, exhale down, and we'll do it again. Just the grounding. And because all the tappies have come to a graceful conclusion, we'll bring it over the head and extend it upward, opening up the whole body to exhale slowly down, bringing it up to the trees we just did. Let's bring it up to the imaginary sun with a slight back bend of the upper spine to make sure that we know what it would be like to really stand here using your core here to do that. And let it go. Let's let it all go for a moment. This is a principal moment from Qigong where you let everything shake out. Shake it out. And our next move will be working the pulley. So we're going to bring the left hand forward from the heart. The left heel comes forward and it's going to transfer over here. You're going to be doing a diagonal cross here of the body as you move through the feet, the front and the back. It still has the weight shift in it, but here as you come forward, the back foot will be sliding on the ball of the foot. As you come back, the front heel will do the same. So if you can coordinate that and you have a little bit of carpet, it helps. So this is working the pulley. All right, let's do it. Bringing your left heel forward, your right hand's under the hip bone. Your left hand's ready to come from the heart. And we're going to do this shoulder to shoulder. Just touching another person's shoulder on Zoom and then their opposite shoulder. Lengthening through the spine. And coordinating this with your feet to make sure that they're comfortable. Knee, hip, ankle moving together. Last one on your left. Bring the foot back in. Inhale to release and exhale into the ground. Now with your left hand under the hip bone and your right hand coming from the heart area, bring your right heel forward and prepare to cross the body with this. Using a back swivel on the ball of the foot and a front swivel on the heel. So here you are going forward and the back ball of the foot is swiveling, and here you're going back and the front heel is swiveling. Exhale, I feel an exhale here strongly and an inhale back of that hip. And this is the forward foot and hand. Here's the inhale that brings that hip back and actually turns the body. 2 more. Last one of working the pulley. And we move into our next move once we've fully grounded this. Our next move is going to be light at the top of the head, light at the temple. Bringing your feet into a V shape here, but not too close with the heels. You want to have enough room so that you can basically release the knees out without going beyond the big toe. Yeah. Okay. Sinking down, inhaling up to bring the light to the crown of the head, at the back of the skull. Light at the top of the head, sinking and rising. Letting it go on the inhale. Beautiful. Now circling the palms forward 6 to 9 times. Holding that energy, inhaling it. We'll lengthen the spine again and then sink and rise. Letting it go. Out and then turning the palms over to have the energy return to the earth. And then up, bringing your left hand at the top here on your inhale through the central meridian. And then sinking it down through the center. And bringing your palms outside the temples this time. This is light at the temple. Sinking and rising. Holding the energy there. And then circling it 6 to 9 times. Holding the energy and then the inhale. And sinking and rising and letting it go. Turning the palms over and sinking it all into the earth on the exhale. Left hand close to the heart once more on the inhale as we prepare for joyous breath. Sink it down. It's a very yan move. Everything out. Then coming up to the balls of the feet on the inhale. And sink it down 4 times, sinking down completely on the third one down. Big inhale there. And enjoy it because it's joyous breath. Enjoy being powerful. Then slow inhale back up. And slow exhale down. As we prepare for passing clouds, our next move, the feet are in a fairly big V here, and they stay on the floor. That right hand moves across, this left hand moves across and up. The mirror hand is the one that faces you here. But as this is a moving meditation, we stay centered. As the clouds pass, last one of passing clouds, bring in the foot, Slowly exhale down to return to relaxation response and double ground it. Six healing sounds is next. Ho for the heart will be your left hand, your left foot. Ho. Hu for the spleen will be both hands. Hu. Tsu for the liver will be from the right to the left across. Tsu. Sh for the lungs will be right hand, right foot. Sh. Both hands will be for the triple heater. Shi. And then the last is for the kidneys. Chui. All right? Your left hand, your left foot. This time we just aspirate it. Right foot, right hand. Shh. Shh. Same thing. Last one, 5 chewies. For the kidneys, heel step. Mixing the energy of yin and yang and yin, bringing your left heel to your right ankle bone in cosmic consciousness pose. Or your left heel to your right, any way you want to do this. So we could do the opposite way. Or we could do your right heel to your left heel to your right ankle bone. That's the correct way. It's basically the tree pose from yoga, so easy to get confused. Let's feel the left hand close to your heart as you open up the fingers to look over the window of eternity. And through it. Lengthening through the spine, feeling the weight in one full foot and the other one with the heel rested on the ankle bone and the ball of the foot on the floor. And connect that weight. And then interlacing the fingers, bring the palms over the head for our gratitude move, looking up just with your peripheral vision and extending through the whole spine. Opening the palms up and out in gratitude for this beautiful practice. And the work of Wen Shan Wang, Justin Stone's teacher, 1974, that helped to bring us T'ai Chi Chih, 19 movements in one pose, rooted in thousands of teachers and thousands of years. We return to mountain pose. Each of us is our own mountain in gratitude for our own lives and that of our loved ones. Namaste. Thank you for your practice.